Springbrook Developmental Disability Services kicked off its Day of Giving this afternoon, raising money to help provide a great life for their students and further development of staff on site.
12 News' Kyle Spisak stopped by earlier today.
For the next 24 hours, Springbrook employees will be working their phones for their Day of Giving phonathon. The event is meant to raise awareness and funds to provide a quality life for those with disabilities at Springbrook.
And what's so important for the people that we support is that they have a great life, not just a bare minimum life. And so the donations make a good life better. And that's really what it's all about.
Springbrook helps those with disabilities from across all of New York State. But CEO of Springbrook, Patricia Kennedy, says raising awareness is just as important as providing services.
But it's also about raising awareness, especially in this time, in this climate, of how important services are for people with developmental disabilities in our region, and how it takes everybody together to make somebody's life really important.
The funds raised during the Day of Giving also help staff further their education through the Springbrook Scholars Program, which helps support their students even further.
And then through the Scholars Program, I went back to school again and received my advanced certificate in educational leadership and became a principal at the school. So Springbrook Scholars helped me gain 2 degrees, and without Scholars I wouldn't be a teacher, and I wouldn't be a principal, and I wouldn't be where I am today.
Every dollar donated up to $100,000 will be matched by the head of Springbrook's board through the end of the campaign at noon on Wednesday. Donations can also be made anytime on Springbrook's website, springbrookny.org. Kyle Spisak, 12 News, Otsego County.